this is way important to me, and I think this, of all the things, in all my years of being a coach, this is probably the strongest thing I notice. And I'm sure y'all, right, in the meetings that you're in and the conferences that you guys go through throughout the year, you guys notice this. So we're talking about the difference between a knower and a learner, right? And so in my mind, you know, learning is not about affirming your beliefs, but about evolving your beliefs. You know, the trap we all get into is trying to prove ourselves as opposed to allowing room for growth. And so I think what ends up happening, the end result of all that is that we're so concerned and so much about how things look rather than how things really are. And I'm going to say that again. We get concerned with how things look more so than how things really are. And I think what happens is we get the knowers, we get caught up what we know, we attach that to our identity. And we're always fighting for self-worth. We're fighting to be valued. I think you see this on a bunch of staffs. I think, you know, been on staffs before to where, you know, you don't speak, you don't talk in a staff meet, or you don't say anything in a group setting unless you've coached a number of years, unless you have skins on a wall, right? There's only a few knowers and you ain't it, right? Or, you know, I look at like a one-on-one pass rush drill in terms of players, right, with the trap of knowing, right? And so you could say in this one-on-one pass rush drill, hey, the winner of this, I'm going to put your name up on the screen, right? The very next day, I'm going to reward you with this type of attention. You're going to get a T-shirt, all these other things. And if we're looking at it from a defensive perspective, that player that's in that one-on-one pass drill, he is really going to lean on the things that he knows, right? Because he wants to be recognized. What he's not going to do is get out of his comfort zone, right, and try something new and maybe expand a repertoire or to work on a counter move. He's just really going to be able to rely on stuff that he already knows and be in that comfort, right? And so then what ends up happening is there is no growth, okay? And you're kind of locked in, and then that self-identity is set. You know, I think whenever there's positive things or good things, right, we always try to praise the process. I think when you specifically praise the person, right, there is a tendency to build the knower. And so I think the learner is someone that sees information and all of it as a scaffolding, as always looking to get better. And I know for me, just in growing up and being on different staffs and seeing different coaches, that, you know, the ability to hold what you know, but to be open to somebody else and their thoughts and what they think is just so strong, man. It just shows in so many ways, you know. I think the knower piece is really an armor. It's for self-protection. It's to hide maybe a fragile ego. And I just think to break that and to be vulnerable and to open yourself up to new ways and new thoughts, I think is transformative, and it's way strong. And the best coaches that I've been around have been that way. And you look at the game, I mean, past with me, you know, some of the success that I had when I was calling defense was playing an overhang player to a number 2 receiver inside of that number 2 receiver with a safety 10 yards back that was man-to-man on that number 2 receiver. He had the receiver up and he had the receiver out. And we would play that all the time. You can't really play that anymore now. I mean, that is not even like an option, right? So the things change so fast. And so your ability to learn and to grow is way important, right? The idea of it's not about showing up and being right. It's about showing up, working, get it right. Okay, it is the learner over the knower. Okay, so